here we go. Mercury in Virgo. Okay, so these people are smart as shit. Like, these are people who are going to be your detectives. These are the people who are going to be your spelling bee champs. These are the people who are going to be your just like very studious, always reading, always learning, but they're very like, they're not like flighty like Gemini. They're like literally like for real taking in the information, and they're getting really smart at it, and they're breaking it down into detail, and they're getting really intricate with it. So they know things. Like, they're reading something and then they're breaking it down. I'm like, well, I wonder why they use this word right here instead of that word, but they use this word, so that lets me know that it means this versus it could have meant that if they use this word, but they use this word. So it's like the detail is everything for these people. Like, when they're speaking to you, they're speaking in very close detail. Like, they're letting you know that they're fine-tooth comb every fucking thing you said. Don't lie to these people. Don't lie to these people, because these people will intellectually know that you're lying, versus like a Scorpio or something will know that you're lying through a feeling wise, you know. But these people will intellectually know and fine-tooth comb you and say, oh yeah, this is lying because they just twitched their leg, and oh, this is lying because they just blinked their eye. Oh, and now you lying because this is what you told me 5 minutes ago, but then when I asked you again, you had it was a whole different story. So Mercury in Virgo, I wouldn't say pull the wool over their eye in no shape, form, or fashion, because they're going to be able to detect the bullshit, because they just have learned too much. Like, they're consistently learning. They're consistently taking the information. And then Virgo is also an energy that's doing stuff repetitiously. So anything that this person learns, they probably learn it over and over and over. Anything that this person does, they probably does it, and they probably do it and say it over and over and over and over again. So where it's repetitiously in the back of their mind, and it's repetitiously subconsciously programmed into their life and programmed into whatever it is that they do. Virgo energy is very repetitious. And that's why it can achieve excellence and perfection and just this purity of your talent being of service. Because that's why you have the talent. That's why you have the talent that comes from Leo, because you have to make it pure and not just egotistical, and you do that through service. And that's why Virgo is really like perfection, and then also like perfection for service. So it's not just being super egotistical. Like, no, these people are they're just like fucking, I don't want to say goated, because that's another sign that I always talk about, being goated, but they're still in that same family. And it's just like they're just super freaking excellent. Like, Virgo energy is just very excellent because it has put the time, like those 10,000 hours that people say that you need to have in order to master something. This is who your Mercury and Virgo is, because remember, Mercury are our thoughts. It's how we think. You know, so if you have a Mercury in Virgo, then whatever it is that you're going to accomplish, like, you're going to learn it in multiple different ways, because it's mutable. So you're going to learn it in so many different ways, to the point where when you start talking about it, like, it's just going to flow. It's just going to flow. It's just going to flow like water. It's just going to be very detail-oriented and very noticeable that you know what it is that you're talking about. And when you talk about these things and people pay attention to it, they're going to learn. They're going to receive service. They're going to receive service from your knowledge and from the things that you study, from the things that you've learned. Now they're going to receive service from it. The whole reason why we're here, and that's why Virgo is the purity. That's why Virgo is like, just like, these people go into crafts like nobody else, because they're doing it because they care so much about service. They care so much about being being great at what it is that they do, because they want to be of service to the next person. I care about being great so much because I want you to be great. And I'm showing you that. So that's what I'm thinking about. Mercury. That's what I'm talking about. Mercury. That's how I process shit. To analyze it, fine tooth comb that shit, and then to give it back to you in service. Okay, so these people are very service driven, very service oriented. Mercury and Virgo. Okay, so now we're moving to Mercury and Libra, a smooth talking fool. A smooth talk. You just like, really? So you just gonna smooth talk me right up out of my money. You gonna smooth talk me right up out of whatever it is that you want, basically. And you know how to do it. Libra energy is very charming. Very charming. And it's not charming like Leo where it's like, hey, I'm the star. Like, you're going to look at me, you're going to love me, you're going to adore me. It's like, it's charming in the way of, damn, you just beautiful as hell. And you got a beautiful smile. And you talk, you speak well. You speak correct English. Oh my God, like, you just are mesmerizing. And that's the Mercury and Libra, because the Mercury and Libra knows what to say and they know how to say it. They are very charming. They are very persuasive. And they are very, very intelligent too. Very intelligent because they're reading you to see kind of what you like. You know, okay, so I know this person likes this, so let me talk to them about this. And then I'm going to speak very fluently. I'm going to speak very articulately. I don't know if that's how to say that word. I'm not a Mercury Libra. I'm going to speak very fluently, and I'm going to have, these are people who probably have like best friends for life. Literally best friends forever, because it's all about, also Libra, it's about partnership, right? And so these people have no problem making new friends. They have no problem coming into somewhere and then leaving out with a friend, or leaving out with someone who is just like wanting to talk to them, wanting to, be around them and be with them just because of the beauty, just because of the aura, just because of the Venetian ways. Like, and then these people also may be amazing, like their style may be impeccable, like these people may be your designers, or they may be your, just making different places aesthetically pleasing. Being able to talk about certain things being aesthetically pleasing, like being an event planner, and then actually bringing it to life. Because they're thinking about, okay, how to make this aesthetically pleasing. And then they're talking about, okay, this is what we're going to do to make this whole atmosphere aesthetically pleasing. We're going to have someone on the mic that's saying this. We're going to have, for instance, if you're a Mercury and Libra, you could also have like a beautiful voice, or just a calming voice. Something that brings like tranquility to the masses and brings tranquility to the setup and to whatever is going on. A Mercury in Libra. A Mercury in Libra is definitely persuasive as shit. Like, these people are your attorneys. These people are your people who are, probably not gonna lose when it comes to us going back and forth and having healthy debates. They're not like Aries. They're opposite of Aries, so they both still love to debate and they want to get their way. But Libra isn't going to do it in a rah-rah way. Like, Libra's going to be like, and yeah, bitch, I told you that this was what was supposed to happen, and so-and-so, but you didn't want to listen, and so this is why we're here right now, because A, B, and C. So that's the difference between Libra and Aries. Aries is like, and then Libra is like, So right now what we're going to do, because it's too charming, it's diplomatic, it's too fair to be doing all of that. Like, oh no, we're just going to be fair and diplomatic, and I'm going to get what I want anyway, because the fairness of it is going to point into my direction as a Libra. That's how, that's how they talk, that's how they feel, that's how they act, that's how they walk. That's how, you know, that's just what it is with it, that Libra-esque. Like, they're not gonna go off on you. They're not gonna have those types of debates with you. No, they're gonna kill you with kindness, and then the gavel's gonna fall and they're gonna win in court. That's just usually how it crumbles when it comes to anybody who has heavy Libra energy, and then specifically for this video, Mercury in Libra. Mercury in Libra is just going to be a class act. Just absolutely from the top to the bottom, how they're dressed, how they're speaking, how they write. Everything is just going to be a class act. Their emails, they're the people that email, hi, I hope you're having a great day. Blah, 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 like just speaking everything very eloquently and just, you know, the best that you could possibly try to word something. And then they can, you know, say something that may offend you, may rub you the wrong way, but then they're going to circle back with something kind. They're going to circle back with, in a matter of fact, have a blessed day. That's a Mercury in Libra for you, okay? Very cool, very calm, very collect, very persuasive, very articulate, very professional in the way that they're just not gonna come out of can. It's just like, if they come out of can, then, you know, it had to have been something that was just inappropriate on a lot of different levels for them to come out of the can. Okay, come out of a can on you. Okay, so now we move to Mercury in Scorpio. So Mercury and Scorpio, they're here for the truth. Like, they don't have time to be sitting up here trying to make stuff all the way politically correct. And, you know, no, they're here for the truth, okay? And I'm here, and see, Mercury and Scorpio will say things that a lot of people won't say, because, you know, Scorpio is the dark, it's the depths. And it can be like a very, you know, like dark energy. And so in having Mercury and Scorpio, these people may like to talk about very dark things, very dark topics. And they may just casually say them like, it's just like, oh, let's go get some cookies. Oh, let's go chop off his head, and then we can also put it under the river. Put it in the river, and then it'll just be cool. Like, and they're just saying it like it's normal, and people like, what? Like, we finna do what? Wait a minute. Where did that come from? What's going on with you? That's that type of energy. Like, Mercury and Scorpio, like, they will say things to people that are very like dark, and they don't think it's dark, because they know it's like just the truth of it. Like, oh well, it just, you know, it just is what it is. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat like metaphysical stuff for you. I'm not going to sugarcoat the occult studies for you. Like, I'm just gonna talk about it like it's normal, because it is normal. It's just you just haven't been shown it because you've been in the dark this whole. You've been in fairy tale land this whole time. So let me just tell you, this is what it is. Sorry, not sorry. Like, I'm just gonna communicate it to you. And so their thoughts are thinking about, you know, like things that are hidden a lot, things that people don't say, things that people they may want to say, or they may have behaviors like they want to say it, or they may say everything but what it is. And then Mercury and Scorpio is like, oh, but you meant that? Oh, but you really wanted to say that, but you just didn't. Yeah, you're really this, but you really just wanted to beat around the bush. Oh, okay, yeah. And they're just gonna say it. And then people may get upset about it, people may not get upset about it, people may, you know, just be like, did they just say that? You know, did this just say that? That's the type of energy that Mercury and Scorpio is. Like, did this person, you know, like bringing the things that are taboo and talking about them. Bringing the things that are hidden in occult and talking about them out in the open, and not giving a shit about it, like not really being moved by it, like them not even really understanding the fact that, oh, this shit is like something that you shouldn't talk about. They're just like, oh, I'm just gonna talk about it, like, because it's the truth, and it's what you need to know because it's the truth, and you're living in this you're living in this earth and you're living here, so you need to know it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. Like, no, I'm going to just tell you straight out what it is. And that's Mercury and Scorpio. They are not very blunt, you know, just people who, no, they're just not going to play with your ass. They're just going to go and tell you. Keep moving. All right? Mercury and Sagittarius. Sagittarius energy wants to, because remember, Scorpio, it just came out of Scorpio, so it knows the truth because it's been in the dark and it knows the truth of this life. It knows the depths of people, the worst in people. So now that it knows that, it's on fire for the damn truth. It's on fire for telling people about the truth. That's why Sagittarius is the preacher, because it wants to tell everybody the shit that it didn't learn. It wants to tell everybody what it saw when it was down there in the depths. I done saw this. I done saw the worst of people. I done saw all types of stuff. So now I'm set on fire, and I'm gonna tell you, these people are passionate. Okay, these people are very passionate about what they think. They're very passionate about what they're talking about. These are your preachers. And I told ya, and I saw so this is them. These are your preachers, these are your teachers, your professors, like your people who did study anthropology for 31 years. And they are on fire about anthropology. They still on fire about anthropology. And it ain't leaving nowhere and it ain't going nowhere, because this is what they learned, the truth of anthropology. So now nobody's going to be able to take them off of it. And they're going to be happy about it. They're going to be jovial about it. Their speech is very animated, very happy, very jovial, very wise. These people are your, you know, like gurus, or like people who like just are wise in whatever type of knowledge or whatever type of subject that they're wise in, or if they're just wise in a broad perspective. These are going to be your people who know about different cultures, who wants to like study or travel or go to different cultures. These are going to be your people who maybe teach to people of a different culture than what they are. These are going to be your people who are just on fire for the truth, and on fire for wisdom, on fire for learning, and on fire for teaching, because it's the other side of Gemini. So Gemini learns really quickly and then it teaches. But then Sagittarius, it learns, it really takes everything in, and then like it becomes the teacher. Like, it's not like a quick information in and out, which is more so Gemini. Sagittarius is like information in, we're gonna really sit with this information, we're gonna study this information for a while, we're gonna take a break, then we're gonna come back, then we're gonna come back, do it again, we're gonna be happy about it, we're gonna love to do it, like this is my passion, this is what I love to learn about, and then I'm a preacher in this, I'm a guru in this, I know what I'm talking about, I know what I'm talking about, you know, and so they're set on fire for the truth and for what their truth is, and then they can easily tap into like universal truth as well. So people who have Mercury and Sagittarius, these are your people who are like, you know, preaching. Like, I would think that these are the people at like the work meeting, and they're like, well, did y'all hear about that stuff that happened with the baby? And I just don't believe he should have been saying all of that about them gay people. And I just don't believe he should have been saying this about them people with HIV. And you know, it ain't right. And it ain't, you know, it's just this and it's just that. And then people like, yeah, true. Yeah, you're right. Because people know the truth when they hear it. You know what I'm saying? People know the truth when they hear it. And then what the Mercury and Sagittarius is doing is they're just verbalizing it. They're just verbalizing the truth. And they're verbalizing the truth in a very jovial, happy, like I'm on fire for this shit type of way. Versus Scorpio, when they were telling you certain stuff, occult magic or whatever they're telling you, they're not... They're just like, yeah, and this is what happened. Yeah. And Sagittarius is like, and I told and I went to here, and it was just crazy. And I don't, it's animated and it's loud and it's in your face and it's preachy and it's like, this is the truth. Like, and I'm here to tell you the truth. I'm here to help set you on fire and to inspire you to learn the truth, inspire you to live in the truth, because fire is all about inspiration as well. So when we talk about Aries, when we talk about Leo, and then when we talk about Sagittarius, we're talking about inspiration and how it behaves in each of those zodiac signs. Okay, so now we're gonna move to Mercury and Capricorn. Mercury and Capricorn is probably gonna talk your damn ear off about legacy building, about how to, how they had to go through this and how they had been through this, and I went through this when I was 5. Capricorn is a very old soul, a very old energy, and a lot of the times the reason why they have this old soul and old energy is because they had to encounter things at a young age. So that's why Saturn rules it, because it takes a long time for it to mature. You know what I'm saying? It takes a long time for it to get to this maturation point, and it's usually more mature than everybody else. But it's just gone through certain things that have made it has to be more mature than everybody else. So when you're talking to a Mercury and Capricorn, you're talking to somebody who done been through some shit, who done learned some shit, and now they're just mature as fuck. They're just mature. They're just probably seeing life in a different way than most people see it. They're probably seeing, structures and organizations. They probably work in a structural organization, and they probably think about this shit all the time. If they're the CEO of a company or they're working with someone and they want to become a CEO, then they're probably thinking about that all the time. They're probably talking about that all the time. And they are very animalistic. Capricorn can rule addictions and stuff like that, because they're working so hard to climb this mountain and working so hard because they have to be so mature, because they're responsible. They feel like they're responsible for so much, and all of these things are on their shoulder. And so that's why a lot of times they go to addiction, or they go to things, the negative side. They go to things like that because they're trying to cope with all this responsibility that they have. And when you have Mercury here, you're thinking about your responsibilities a lot. You're probably talking about your responsibilities a lot. And just talking about how they weigh or how they don't weigh on you. What I have learned about, studying Capricorn energy is it just wants you to restructure. Even though we're having all of these things go on, you're just responsible for all of this, or whatever, it wants you to restructure the way that you're reviewing, the way that you're looking at responsibility, the way that you're seeing it. If you restructure the way that you see it, then it will be more of a blossoming effect for you. You'll get to the top of the mountain quicker, and then you'll of course see another mountain because you're Capricorn, and then you'll be like, okay, well now I'm going to climb this mountain. But once you restructure the way that you've been climbing, because maybe before you was trying to take all the shit with you, and it's just some shit that you just can't take. This shit heavy on your back trying to get up this mountain, you responsible for A, B, C, D, E. Baby, you gotta let some of that responsibility go. You gotta let that shit roll on down the mountain, because do you really need it when you get to the top? Yeah, you learn what you learn from it right now, but you can't be responsible for this shit forever. You can't be responsible for getting to the top of the mountain with 6 lugs of luggage on your back. No, you have to restructure. And so Mercury and Capricorn, these people are going to have to restructure the way that they think and the way that they're talking about their responsibilities or about things in their life, so that they can, continue to excel. Also, when it comes to these people, they're probably just not very nurturing in their speech, not very caring in the way that they talk or the way that they think. Like, you may, you know, be sick or something like that, and they may be like, well, bitch, you need to get over it. Like, I don't know what to tell you, but go in there and get you some Theraflu. Like, I'm not finna, like, no. Go in there and get, you know, no, I'm not finna coddle you. I'm not finna do none of that. You need to, you know, but that's like one side of Capricorn. It's almost like they don't know how to coddle emotions. Like, when they see emotion, it's like, because they feel it so deeply. Because really they're feeling it so deeply, and they know what emotion can do, and they know that emotion can cripple people. So instead of me coming to coddle your emotions, I'm going to strip away those emotions, because I don't want to be responsible for the emotions, and I don't really want you to have to be responsible for your emotions in the way where, like, you have to be responsible for the crippling effect that your emotions or whatever it was that you were feeling had on you. So I'm just gonna try to, like, let you know, like, hey, move through that shit, like, keep going, like, we're not, you know. So Capricorn is really insensitive in that way, especially people who have Mercury in Capricorn, because they're communicating that. And they're thinking that, and, you know, so these are not your people who, you know, you want to come and talk to and really tell that you had a bad day, because they, you know, and you had a bad day because this is going on with your husband and wife, and, you know, you just feel so sad because they do this, and they're going to be like, well, did you finish that report we were supposed to do? Because I'm just trying to see if you finished it, because, you know, we need to get our work done. You know, that type of thing, like this. Like, there's Capricorn energy in a way, you know, like, and these are, and a lot of these things are just descriptions. Of course, we would need to go through your chart and, you know, just like get a little bit more intense on it, but this is the fun part of astrology for me. The descriptions and, you know, just the creativity that an astrologer can have when having, you know, these descriptions. It's fun. So Mercury in Capricorn, definitely not your, you know, super nurturing type. They probably can be very nurturing because Cancer is on the other side, so they can do it. It's just not something that they readily do, but when they do tap into being nurturing, they're probably really fucking great nurturers. They're like, oh damn, I didn't know I was that great at nurturing. Oh, now I'm going to climb the mountain of nurturing. You know, because they always like turning some shit into a goal, turning some shit into like cooking, or like, you know, anything a Capricorn would turn into a goal. Okay, so these people are very goal oriented, and they want to climb the top of the mountain. Okay, Mercury in Aquarius, weirdo, but they real though. People probably with Mercury in Aquarius, like, they probably, you know, like, say off the wall stuff that's like weird, and maybe a lot of people can't fucking follow it because they don't know, like, what you're talking about. Like, huh? What do you mean by that? Like, can you break that down? Because Aquarius energy is very, it's all about the community. Like, Aquarius is all about the community. But they shine so fucking bright. They're on the other side of Leo. But Leo is shining for the sake of shining, and a lot of times for the sake of themselves, you know.